What if I told you that the winds of change are whispering through Hollis Hall, stirring up a storm that could shake the very foundations of our beloved Chicago Bears? Could a new chapter be on the brink, one that rewrites the future and stirs the memories of champions past like Peyton and Ehrlicher? Brace yourselves. What's brewing in the heart of this franchise could have seismic ripple effects across Chicago's football landscape. Hit that like button, subscribe for every pulse-pounding update, and drop a comment to let us know if you're ready to witness a pinball of potential unfold in the Windy City. Now, hold on tight as I unravel the latest whispers filtering through the insider channels. There are murmurs that have reached my ears suggesting that Tyson Bagent, yes, the same undrafted free agent who has eked out a spot on this roster, is not just here to fill a clipboard. No way. This kid has ambitions, big ones. We're talking about a quarterback competition like no other one that could see him throwing punches, metaphorically speaking, at starting QB Caleb Williams right here in 2025. And let's face it, folks, the stakes couldn't be higher. After all we've endured, from the heartbreak of 06 to the disappointment of 18, we're desperate for something fresh, something inspiring to latch onto. But here's the kicker. Tyson isn't backing down and isn't just a backup. In a recent sit-down with the folks at CHGO Sports, the kid turned on the fire saying he wants a legit shot at the starting job. He's not just satisfied rolling in as a third string. No, he's fueled by a competitive fire that scorches like a hot summer day. Can you feel the electricity in the air? This isn't just a mundane all-season chat. It's a declaration of war for that starting role. But let's not gloss over the facts, because while Bagent is brimming with raw talent and desire, he's sandwiched between the number one draft pick, who's expected to deliver instant magic, and the relentless heat of competitive landscape. Could he actually rise to the occasion? What if he outshines expectations and forces the coaching staff to rethink their future? Imagine, just for a moment, if all the elements fell into place. Bagent harnessing his time under the legendary Case Keenum's mentorship, absorbing every bit of wisdom like a sponge, while battling to unlock not just his potential, but also the fate of the franchise. It sends chills down my spine. But here's the brutal reality. We could end up in a scenario where Tyson's trade value skyrockets or plummets, depending on how he performs this training camp. What if he dazzles, earning the respect he craves, and pushing teams to covet him as an asset? But wait, what if he crumbles under the weight of expectations, drowned out by the glory that Caleb Williams is destined for? As he steps on the field, every throw whispers the echoes of history-shaping stories that intertwine with our identity as a Bears nation, the fusion of heartbreak and hope. There's no denying Caleb's raw brilliance, but how will this unsuspecting underdog carve his niche? The choices made in the coming months will ripple through the franchise, but nothing is more thrilling than the prospect of Bagent transforming into a dark horse while all eyes watch. This isn't just about quarterbacks. It's about positioning the franchise for glory or tragedy. And can we even imagine a scenario where he beats out Williams, igniting the hopes of fans starved for a resurgence? The weight of our storied past lies heavy on his shoulders. Will he merely be cast aside, or could he spark a process of creating a legendary atmosphere reminiscent of the days we've cherished? As the pieces move into the training camp, every decision taken by the management has the potential to change the script entirely. Each day, what could be or what should be tiptoes on the edge of certainty, begging for the dramatic reveal. Friends, we're standing at the precipice of something that may send shockwaves through our beloved Bears. And with every rumor that swirls, you can feel it, something truly profound awaits. And remember, the silence lurking after the chaos often holds the loudest truths. What lies ahead could either be an exciting ride or a gut-wrenching disappointment. Keep your ears peeled and your mind sharp, because we haven't even scratched the surface of this story yet. Part 2 is going to blow the lid off. Bear down, Chicago. Bears fans, gather around like moths to a flame, because it's time to stare into the abyss that is our collective fate as die-hard followers of this gritty saga. The air is thick with the weight of our history and the ghost of hopes dashed by the very team we bled for, and we've got to rise together, shoulder to shoulder, one last time this season. Remember 2010, when we danced on the edge of destiny, only to get knocked back by the most gut-wrenching inches imaginable? Or that cursed double doink in 18 as we watched the ball tiptoe fatefully off the uprights? Here we are again, caught in another cycle of belief that this is our year, like faithful soldiers marching into battle, armed with nothing but nostalgia and heart, hoping against reason that in the darkness, there's a light. Now, just think about this. What if that very light is flickering precariously in the heart of Hollis Hall as we speak? What if this isn't just another frustrating season, but the very turning point we've been waiting for? The whispers in the locker room aren't just about plays and formations. They're filled with a tension electrifying enough to make the air crackle, a shared realization settling in. These guys aren't just playing for the win. They're playing to redefine their legacy, to drop the weight of those past failures like shackles, and to reclaim the pride of the blue and orange. But let's not fool ourselves. The front office is watching too, right? The anticipation hanging over the Bears as a storm cloud is palpable, and the rivalries are seething with renewed vigor. The Packers licking their chops like predators stalking wounded prey. The Lions eager to shove us back into their underdog illusion, and the Vikings waiting for us to fall so they can finally dance on our grave. They smell blood, and this could either be our resurrection or yet another sad chapter in our book of misery. What if we stumble again? Can you even fathom the collective sigh of disappointment echoing down Michigan Avenue if we cave once more? The critics will pour in, the pundits licking their chops, ready to tear our hearts out as they pour salt into the wounds left by decades of underachievement. Prodigious talents wasted like Walter Payton's prime or the brilliance of Singletary. An Ehrlicher washed away by poor coaching and bad decisions. Picture it, another season where the legacy of the '85 team feels like a distant memory while we claw our way through a battleground of mediocrity, where our hopes hang by threads spun from last-minute plays and miraculous moments that evaporate faster than a winter stream in Chicago. You could feel the doubt creeping in like lake wind off Soldier Field in December, too brutal to ignore. But wait, do you hear it? The drum beats of history, the echoes of Hester's electrifying returns, of heart-stopping plays that remind us this franchise has a pulse beneath its disheartened exterior. Isn't that what we all crave? The thrill of a comeback? The raucous roar of our fans who believe once more. Look around. Do you see the faces at the bar? They're either lost in somber spirits or brimming with stubborn optimism. Can you feel how the stakes are rising, inching ever higher? Let's be honest. Everything we've lived through and everything that's yet to come is encapsulated in this moment. What if this season is the launch pad for redemption, or the dark pit of despair we fear to tumble into? There's that fork in the road, and I'm standing at it, heart racing. This could be the moment our future is forged, that glorious feeling of finally cutting those chains of past failures. Imagine lifting that trophy, feeling the weight of years, seasons, and heartbreak collapse into ecstatic joy as we pour onto the field in celebration. Or perhaps the alternative lingers, the devil's whisper promising the abyss. What happens if our Bears crumble under the weight of this hope, under the weight of unfulfilled ambitions? Just imagine the chaos it would unleash, fans turning against each other, the air thick with resentment, the echoes of another lost season ringing hollow. So, I stand here, the fire of my spirit flickering in the night like the hopes of the city. Are we destined for the despair of resignation, or is this the spark of something truly great that we can fan into flames? Look me in the eye and tell me, can we confront that uncertainty head on? Will we rise, or are we fated to fall once more? It's all on the line, faithful, and we need to decide, are we the architects of our future or prisoners of our past?